How's it guys? Welcome back to Best Sports Betting. You're here with Robert, and today I'm going to be talking about the biggest first deposit bonuses in South Africa. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what a deposit bonus is, it's an incentive that bookmakers give punters to make a deposit or make their first deposit. So once you've signed up with, let's say, Best Sports Betting, and there's a 100% deposit match up to 2,000 Rand, that means that they will match your first deposit. So if you were to deposit 500 bucks, you would usually get 500 Rand in betting credit. Now there are three main or large deposit bonuses in South Africa, and these are from World Sports Betting, Playa Bets and Supabets. These are all 100% deposit bonus matches up to 10,000 Rand. So if you were to deposit 10,000 Rand, you would get 10,000 Rand in betting credit. In this video, I'm going to run over a few of the details of these different promotions, just so that you guys know what they're all about, you know what to expect, and you're also just aware of what the wagering is on these bonuses. Before I start off, I would like to say that I do like these bonuses. Guys, in general, people don't like wagering on bonuses, but if you're going to be betting a lot, wagering really shouldn't be that much of a factor, unless the wagering is unreasonable. But we'll be touching on that a little bit later in the video. So let's get started with the World Sports Betting 100% first deposit bonus up to 10,000 Rand. Now, this bonus is only valid for new World Sports Betting players who have not made their first deposit. In order to claim the deposit, you're going to need to email promotions@wsb.co.za and let them know that you've made the transaction for your first deposit. Once again, only your first deposit is eligible for this promotion. And when it comes to wagering of this bonus, you're going to need to wager 5 times the amount of the bonus before you can withdraw it. For example, you deposit 500 Rand, you'll receive a 500 Rand betting voucher from World Sports Betting. You'll then need to wager 2,500 Rand before you can withdraw from your account. Just to be clear, you need to wager 5 times the amount of the bonus before you can withdraw. So if you're going to be depositing the full 10,000 to claim the most out of the deposit, you're going to need to wager that bonus 50,000 Rand, basically. The odds of the bets that you can, or that qualify for wagering on this bonus are 5 to 10 or more, 1.5, 0.5 on some bookmakers. So these odds are pretty generous. It's not the hardest thing into the world, but the hardest thing in the world to meet these wagering requirements. And it is some of the lowest requirements that you'll see among other deposit bonuses. So we'll give the WSB first deposit bonus a big thumbs up. It's a large amount. I think they were the first one to actually offer 10k as well. So we've got to give them some credit for that. The wagering's very low. The only downside is you actually have to email them to claim your bonus. That really shouldn't take you more than a couple of minutes to do. And you'll have your WSB bonus in no time. The second of the large deposit bonuses that we're going to be looking at is the Playa Bets bonus. Now, Playa Bets also have a 100% deposit bonus for new customers up to a maximum of 10,000 Rand. Once again, most of the terms and conditions that apply to the World Sports Betting bonus apply here. You need to be a first or a new customer. It needs to be your first deposit. You're going to need to send an email to support@playerbets.co.za to claim your bonus. And you're going to need to meet the wagering requirements of this bonus within 90 days of your first qualifying deposit. Now, the wagering on the Playa Bets bonus is a lot higher than the one on the World Sports Betting bonus. So the amount that you need to roll over is also 5 times, so it's going to be 50k as well. But the odds are going to need to be 7 to 10 or more. So you're going to need to make sure that you're betting on odds of greater than 1.7, 0.7 before you can request a withdrawal on the bonus money. Bets taken on lucky numbers, keno, bet games, etc. do not count towards the rollover amount. So make sure that you're betting on sports, those sort of things. Now this bonus is pretty generous. It's not as generous as the World Sports Betting one, simply because the odds requirement is 7 to 10 instead of the delightful 5 to 10 that WSB are going to give you. But it's still a good bonus, especially if you've got the cash to work it up. When it comes to these bonuses, I also like to recommend that you initially deposit as much as you can afford. And I say afford in bolded letters. I don't want you to go and spend more than you can afford. Rather spend what you can afford. Rather wait an extra couple of weeks to make your first deposit, save up the cash, get the maximum you can out of it. Alright, we're going to move on to our next one, which is the Supabets bonus. Supabets also offer their customers a 100% deposit match up to 10,000 Rand. However, they do have a lot more strict wagering and rollover requirements for you to actually turn the bonus amount into cash. So in order to claim your Supabets bonus, you're going to need to register an account, you're going to need to fee key your account, you're going to need to make your first deposit, place your first bet, and then you will receive your bonus. Now the first deposit bonus at Supabets only applies to single bets, and you will need to bet at odds of 11 to 10 or more, which I believe in other terms is 1.1 or 2.1, so it's very high. This is one thing we really don't like about the bonus, and I know I said wagering isn't a problem. It does become a problem when a bookmaker is offering odds of, let's say, 1.8, 1.75, but they want you to roll over the bonus at 2.1. That's where things do get a little bit tricky. Another thing to be aware of with the Supabets bonus is that only single bets can be placed with bonus money. You cannot play super numbers, etc. as well, and you'll need to wager the amount a minimum of 5 times at the odds that I mentioned, 11 to 10 or more. So for example, you deposit 1,000 rands and you get 1,000 rand bonus. You're going to need to wager that 1,000 rand 5 times at odds of 11 to 10 or more before you can withdraw. So if you withdraw your initial deposits, you do not qualify for the bonus. For example, you deposit 1,000, you bet 1,000 at 11 to 10 or more, you win 2,100, you can withdraw 1,100. If you withdraw the full amount or any amount over the net winnings before you have completed the 5 times rollover requirements, you will forfeit your bonus. So that's something to keep in mind, guys. Once again, the first deposit bonus only applies to your first deposit. And I'm a bit mixed on this bonus overall. It's a good bonus, it's a large amount, but those minimum odds they're killer. Especially if you're going to be depositing 10k, you're going to get 50k in free bets, and you're going to need to wager that at 11 to 10. It's going to be very difficult. I'm actually on the Supabets site right now, and I'm quickly going to go over to some Premier League and just see what some of their margins are like and what some of their odds are like for markets. I see we have Arsenal versus Watford or Sheffield tonight, and just looking at this, for example, Arsenal are 8 to 10. That's not going to count towards wagering. You're going to have to bet on a draw or Sheffield United to beat Arsenal. Here's another one, over under 2.5 goals. Those don't count. 0.87, 0.88. That's under the 1.1, 2.1 that you're going to need to bet for this. So you're going to have to back underdogs in order to get the most out of this bonus. So if you're someone who likes to back big odds, this is good for you. But it's also, as I mentioned, you're going to need to bet this on single bets. You can't bet this on multiples. Alright guys, and that concludes our 3 bookmakers with the biggest bonuses in South Africa. I hope you're all aware of the different wagering and terms and conditions that are behind all of these. I've just brushed and briefly looked over some of these terms. I haven't gone into too much detail. The terms are available on all the bookmakers pages. Simply go to their promotions, look for the deposit bonus and click on the terms and conditions link, and you'll be able to read all of the information that I've provided in this video yourself. Now, let's rank them from first to worst. There's only 3 of them, so it shouldn't be that difficult. And I'm going to go with the order in which I mentioned them in the video. The best one, hands down, is the WSB 10,000 Rand bonus. You're not going to see wagering on a bonus like that anywhere else on an amount that's 10 grand or more. The second one's going to be Playa Bets, simply because the odds are 7 to 10 or more. And the last one is going to be the Supabets 10,000 Rand one, because the odds are so high on the wagering. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Have a great week, and let us know in the comments below if you are planning on using any of these deposit bonuses. Cheers.